Congratulations to our University of Birmingham graduates. Here we are in the Great Hall at the heart of the Edgbaston campus. Attendees, mostly graduates and their friends and family, are seated. Here are the student musicians. Now we're getting started. Here's the first of our 2 mace bearers beginning the ceremony. The centenary mace bearer is usually a staff member who has volunteered to take part in the ceremony. The mace bearer enters through the back of the Great Hall and leads a procession of staff to the stage. Squire Bedell, who is the second of the 2 mace bearers, follows. Maces are placed on stage for the duration of the ceremony.
It gives me the greatest of pleasure to declare this congregation open.
Good morning and welcome to Birmingham. My name is Professor William Bloss, and as Interim Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Head of College for Life and Environmental Sciences, it's my great pleasure to welcome you, our graduands, your family, friends and supporters, to this, your graduation ceremony. It's great to see so many of you here today. Thank you very much for joining us. Across many cultures and traditions, December is a time of festivity, of reflection, and of gratitude. So it feels very apt for us to come together at the culmination of the year to celebrate the achievements your graduation represents, your hard work, your dedication, and your resilience. And there's nowhere more fitting to do so than here in this great hall. Today you'll be walking in the footsteps of thousands of students who have graduated here since 1900. You'll feel the same sense of excitement, fulfillment, and maybe anticipation that they felt. You'll be wearing the same type of cap and gown, and you'll follow the same ritual, many of which goes back hundreds of years to the establishment of the first universities in the 12th century. As a university, we dedicate ourselves to the pursuit of learning and of new discovery and new innovation. But we retain these rituals, these traditions, which are universally recognized as celebrating academic achievement and representing continuity of knowledge and our connection to educational traditions. I particularly enjoy our December graduations as we celebrate the broadest range of achievements amongst our graduates. There are those among you who have been studying for several years for an undergraduate degree or undertaking a higher or professional apprenticeship. Some of you will have dedicated the last few years to undertaking original research, which contributes to knowledge and discovery, and you're here to be awarded your PhD. While for those of you who've studied a master's qualification, your time with us may have been shorter, and you may not have spent much time in Edgbaston at all if you studied in your workplace or elsewhere. I'd like to just pause and reflect on the moment you decided to study here at Birmingham. You made that decision because you trusted that your choice would expand your knowledge of your discipline, would allow you to take the next step in your career, or maybe because you wanted to make a meaningful contribution to your subject or indeed to society at large. And you made that decision despite knowing there would be challenges and sacrifices in the road ahead. Some of you came to Birmingham from outside the UK, and this may have meant leaving family and friends behind and adjusting to living in a new culture, and we're proud to have welcomed you here. Many of you have been juggling your studies alongside work, family, other caring commitments, and I do understand what a gigantic task that can be. The sacrifices, of course, have not been yours alone, our graduands today. There are maybe family and friends who are celebrating your achievements, who may have had to make changes to their lives to support you during study. And I can tell you now, it has been worth it. You will each have a different story to get to this point, but each of those stories will have common threads. You will have explored new ideas and tackled and overcome what may have seemed pretty difficult problems. You will have met new people who may have inspired you in new ways and learned more about yourself and the world around you. And of course, you've advanced your potential to go on to achieve whatever comes next for each of you. I hope that as you look back on all of this, you feel a huge sense of pride. Today is an important step in a journey you've been shaping for a number of years, a moment to celebrate the tenacity and determination and drive you've shown to get to this stage. But you now have an opportunity to make an even bigger difference. It's our hope that your time here at the University of Birmingham has equipped you all with the tools you need to embrace the future with compassion and understanding and confidence. And your future actions have the power to make a real difference. So please choose to make that difference a positive one and a kind one. You'll soon be a graduate of one of the country's top universities, and we're enormously proud that you're now a part of the university's legacy. During our time here, you will have been taught by and collaborated with some of the best researchers in the world and been inspired by their enthusiasm and their knowledge. And you will have been supported in myriad ways by your lecturers, your teachers, tutors, and student support teams around you. And I'd like to offer you the opportunity now to thank everyone at the university who supported you during your time here, some of whom are able to join us today and are sitting behind me. Please, let's give them all a round of applause. And as I look out across the hall, there are people in the room with very proud faces. And I know from experience that some of them may have something in their eye or a lump in their throat as you walk up onto the stage to graduate. There'll be people watching online and elsewhere in the world who will also be thinking of you and will be proud of everything you've achieved. And I know that you'll each have that person or those people who believed in you, who supported you and showed you kindness and made sacrifices alongside you, and without whom you wouldn't be here to graduate today. So graduands, those of you at the back of the hall, please can you join me in giving a round of applause and a cheer for everyone who's made it possible for you today. Graduands, please join me. So in a moment, you'll come onto the stage and our Chancellor, Lord Bilimoria, will admit you to your degree. This is your moment. When your name is read out, that's your graduation. And family and friends, that's your cue to make a lot of noise. So, be careful on the steps, give a big smile for the cameras, and don't forget to savour the moment. My warmest congratulations to all of you. Well done.
Now for the handing of the scrolls. The graduands will walk from the left of the stage to the centre and collect their scroll from the conferring officer. After they're congratulated, they'll walk off stage.
Chancellor, to you and to the University, I present the names of these graduands as listed in my programme proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees.
By virtue of my authority as Chancellor, I admit those persons listed in the programme, both in attendance and in their absence, to the degree to which they are to be presented.
So, College of Life and Environmental Sciences, School of Biosciences, Doctor of Philosophy. For research on prevention and remediation of chemical pollution in freshwater, Mohammed Abdullahi. For research into the control of skin proliferation and differentiation, Gharda Mohammed Al-Nafisa. For research into the metabolic signatures of drug-induced cardiotoxicity using mass spectrometry-based metabolomics, Tara Jane Bone. For research into computational modelling of the gut microbiome, Timothy Roger Foster. For research into developing toxicological metabolomic approaches to improve safety assessments of chemicals, Hanna Gruzinska. For research into the effects of acid on different strains of the bacterium E. coli, Manpreet Kaur. For research into the characterization of tuberculosis drug candidates, Alexander David Harry Kingdon. For research into the innate immune response to infection during the fatal fungal disease, cryptococcosis, Chinimarom Onyeshu. For research into host-induced morphology changes in human pathogenic fungi, Lamin Saidi Khan. For research into how fungi exploit the molecular mechanism of innate immunity to induce neurodegeneration in the host, Dipanshu Singh. For research into microRNAs in tissue growth control, Mungyuan Yu. Master of Research, Elliot James Hayward. Abigail Hubble. Purusha Thaman, Shanmugavalan, Gayatri Devi. Phoebe Swift. Alexia Taylor. Master of Science, Microbiology and Infection, Mahar Abdul. Nafisa Ali. Mashal Abdullah Al-Malki. Nathan Bosser. Harrison Bott. Dua Butt. Sonia Kaur Chutta. Hawa Yasmin Dahir. Jacqueline Nasuna. Tanisha Yogesh Patwardhan. Mitchell Pearson. Nivedana Pulavan. With Calvin Sangera. Nabina Shrestha. Kane Swain. Lucy Jane Wigg. Charlotte Brodie Wilson. Babatunde Isha Yusuf. Molecular Biotechnology, Sukhvinder. Osama Abdul Abdullah. Veen Jeevan Ali Aldolsky. Mohammed Abdullah Al-Hashim. Sarah Coxon. Mary Olubukola Dasumu. Anu Jithin. Yathini Kamdi. Kashish Katya. Saad Ashan Khan. Vedant Ramchandra Kolakar. Chang Liu. Pragya Majumdar. Santha Tampamalini. Milan Mwangi. Yui Pong. Sakath Podatori. Maria Rachid Dord, Jamvi Rajan, Saimukesh Ramesh Kumar, Preeti Ravi, Georgina Abigail Rose, Claudia Taylor, George Thomas, Ansi Yu, Toxicology, Mohammed Ashik Mohammed Akram, Sita Abdul Rahman Al Saif, Maha Mohsen Al Shamari, Asma Hassan Al Zarani, Luke Buckingham, Gopika Krishna Chaturvati, Saida Shohana Hussain, Henry Mayers, Victoria Jane Owen, Victoria Pack, Jade Tiffany Parks, Parisa Partovi, Nivathiva Raja, Shivam Sham, Master in Science, Biochemistry, Shayan Attila Asadi Zadeh, Nicole Chung, Biological Sciences, Kaiman Carmen Rowe, William Staniforth, Bachelor of Science, Biochemistry, Jeevan Banga, Amelia Ann Bradley, Naimat Khan, Rebecca Lee Gerard, Bo Bailey O'Brien, Yashpreet Raj, Tiru Neluwene, Tiru Venkadam, Biological Sciences and Genetics, Margaret Alice Spargo, BSc Biochemistry with International Year, Joseph Gallagher. Human Biology, Amy Bayliss. Regair bin Mahmood. School of Geography, Earth and Environmental Sciences, Doctor of Philosophy, for research into the rates and patterns of forest disturbance events around the world, Neja Asil. For research into the impact of low-intensity anthropogenic activities and environmental drivers on the species composition, structure and biodiversity of the Oban rainforest in Nigeria, Sije Agboaso. For research into tracing urban air pollution through computer modelling, Yut Sing Dai. For research into the seasonal predictability of severe European windstorms, Lisa Degenholm. For research into the effect of nanomaterials' shape on their toxicity to Daphnia magna, Hossein Hayat Davoudi. For research into the restoration of hyperric zone ecosystem services, Ben Christopher Howard. For research into the biomedical applications of nanomaterials, Bashir Ibrahim. For research into the nature of and controls on past greenhouse gas climate and ocean dynamics, Nicola Jane Kirby. For research into the effect of urbanisation on UK bird assemblages, Yi Li. For research into pollution of freshwater sediments with microplastics and chemical additives, Simeon Ojoshogwa Onoja. Master of Science, Molly Fawcett. Master of Science, Air Pollution Management and Control, Leila Ademi. Scarlett Healy. Aaron Poole. Owen Griffiths-Rose. Han Zen Michael Sheck. Applied Meteorology and Climatology, Harry Dahlgren. Lucy Detlef. Niamh Catherine Dyer. Sophie Feltz. Rachel Jane Goodwin. Rachel Catherine Hanna. James Hopkins. Wayne Jim. Yu Hei Lo. Ishani Mystery. Curtis Oliver Smith. Ruby Owens. Sri Lakshmi Prakash. Erin Margaret Rogers. Puji Rasita Angreni Sibia. Edward Tursley. Environmental Health, Patrick Junior Anning. Amy Louise Burns. Long Yong Chung. Eloise Magis. Syeda Usma Hussain. Hamid Razan Khan. Nathan Kofi Matthews. Ezini Joy Nwokajiobi. Anna Pius. Ramizuddin Riyazuddin Ryan. Anantharam Venkatachalam. Kin Lok Yu. Health, Safety and Environmental Management. Oluwadame Lola Tolalopa Adejo. Aditya Kumar. Amar Al-Sadi. Yamek Aman Mizaev. Shankar Romogam. Olu Wasea, Olu Bukola Babajije. Ria Bharti. Rahul Gahlot. Jagadish Goli. Anam Shawat. Altimbek Kangarev. Shifa Malida. Fatima McCarthy Mohammed. Suresh Kumar Nagaraj. Beatrice Obeng Krampa. Sivaranjani Prakash. Kartika Waning Tias. Naomi Williams. Hydrogeology, Nancy Blenkinsop. Vitor da Silva Seta. Lewis Free. John O'Grosset, Ying Hue, Nachiada Poncila, Amelia Smith, Marceline Wooding Munchip, Udia Chu, Yim Yong Yun, Salo Chung, Kirana Runapai, Fang Shuing, Research in Human Geography in Inting, River Environments and their Management, Ina Sagir, Burhan Ju, Urban and Regional Planning, Isabel Louise Barnwell, Emma Bainan, Catherine Louise Borton, Thomas Carter, Lydia Florence Zenobia Caldicott, Phoebe Rose Conway, James Dax, Jacob Fenton, Andrew Fields, Francis Fleming, Maxwell Henry Griffin, Jody Harris, Oliver James Heim, Ellie Johnson, Frankie Johnson, Tara Melissa Lewis, Rofan Lee, Sun Young Liao, Sidra Fatima Nakvi, Catherine Preston, Melissa Laura Ross, Laura Sarge, Aaron Sanger, Isabel Sankey, Nina Stanford, Marcus George Taylor, Ellen Victoria Taylor, Charlotte Ellen Thompson. Laura Uliet. Imogen Sophia Wall. Rosanna Walsh. Boran Zhang. Master of Science, India Chad. Jonathan David Eric Gentry. Bachelor of Arts, Geography, Lillian Pochin. Harry Sims. Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science, Deborah Aguirre. William Philip Newell Simmons. Geography, Gian Sienna Allen Thompson. Paige Davies. Evelyn Witt. Grace Woolley. Geography and Urban and Regional Planning, Kerry Walker. Geography with Year Abroad, Eve Emily Dawson. John T. Mitchell. Rosa Day. Nanda Kishore Ravi. I'd now like to introduce our student speaker, Olawaseya Olubukola Babajide.
Good morning, graduating class of 2023, distinguished academic staff, and our beloved family and friends. It's an honor to stand here before you in this great hall as a graduate speaker to commemorate this momentous occasion, and I can't help but feel nostalgic for the memories we've made and excitement for the future. When I first learned about my nomination as speaker for this occasion, I was overwhelmed with excitement. Well, who wouldn't be? However, this feeling was soon smothered by my reality. I felt a rush of emotions, and my stomach rumbled as I contemplated how I was going to pull this off. In that moment, a voice from within me reminded me of how I have overcome even more difficult challenges, bringing to mind the words of the American industrialist Henry Ford, who famously stated that obstacles are those frightful things we see when we take our eyes off our goals. You will all agree with me that our journeys through our individual programs, both from the School of Biosciences and Geography, Health, and Environmental Sciences, have been nothing short of transformative. We entered as curious minds, eager to explore the depth of knowledge within our various fields. Our first day on campus was a mix of excitement and nerves. For others, it arrived with a blend of uncertainty and anticipation. However, we stumbled through it all. We stumbled through our first day, and we struggled to find our path. At least I remembered getting lost a couple of times, thanks to Google Maps. Nonetheless, we began to find our way, and we began to thrive. Thriving was an arduous journey, one compounded by feelings of trepidation and the burden of dealing with more difficult, yet not so obvious challenges that constantly impacted my abilities to perform the basic day-to-day tasks as simple as reading, filling out paper forms, reading and deciphering signposts and notice boards, or even spending tedious hours on study materials, completing assessments at least twice the time it takes an average individual. Due to the painfully slow process of zooming in and out of electronic documents, all stemming from the malady of a degenerative visual impairment. Yet, through an unwavering belief in possibilities, I overcame these challenges, and today I stand as a testament to the power of perseverance, and I'm ready to take on the world alongside you. Our journeys through our unique experiences have sculpted us into the scholars and the professionals we are today. And here we are, gathered to celebrate the culmination of years of hard work and dedication. Today, we are reminded of the limitless possibilities we hold within and the boundless potentials that lie ahead of us. The world we step into today is one of rapid change. It's a world that demands innovation, adaptability, and the willingness to confront the complex challenges that lie ahead. But as students, graduates of this esteemed institution, we have been equipped with the skills, the intellect, and the spirit to not only navigate the challenging landscape, but to lead and shape it. But of course, this milestone couldn't have been achieved without a great support system. And so on behalf of the class of 2023, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all our lecturers, our tutors, our mentors, the many staff behind the scenes, and our family and friends who showed us support and kindness, pivotal forces without which our accomplishments here wouldn't have been achieved. The world wouldn't have been achieved. Okay. We should also be reminded that our accomplishments should not be measured solely in degrees conferred or titles bestowed, but on the great impact we make in this world. As we venture into the real world, be it in the realm of academia, policy, practice, or beyond, let us strive to be catalysts for change. Let us not let our limitations define the extent of our success, and let us strive to be catalysts for change. With hard work and resilience, there can be no mountain too high or rivers too wide. After all, we are graduates of one of the top institutions in the world. And in closing, I'd like to say that as we move forward, let us carry on the lessons learned, the connections forged, and the dreams that continue to fuel our aspirations. May we face the challenges that come our way with the same tenacity that brought us to this very moment, and may we emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate individuals poised to make a lasting impact on the world. And so I invite all of us to give a massive round of applause to the class of 2023. We made it. Thank you.
Wasn't that a terrific speech? A huge, huge congratulations to our student speaker, to Oluwasi Babajide. I think she deserves another round of applause. Well, Professor William Bloss started the ceremony and addressed you as graduands. You are now graduates, so congratulations. I've been proud to be Chancellor of this great university for 9.5 years. I've got a long family connection with this university going back literally almost a century, when my grandfather, my mother's father, Squadron Leader J.D. Italia, was an undergraduate here and came in the 1920s, graduated in 1931, learned how to fly and joined the Royal Indian Air Force and served through to the end of the Second World War. My own mother, who I just visited for my birthday for the first time in decades. I spent my birthday with my mother in India last Sunday in Dehradun. She's 87 years old, and she was an undergraduate here in the 1950s. So, and she wore her sari to classes every single day. And my uncle, her brother, came here in the 1960s and did his PhD in engineering, and here I am, the fourth member of my family to be Chancellor of this great university. So it's a matter of great pride. It's an old university founded in 1900 by Queen Victoria and opened by her son, Edward VII. We are a phenomenal university with collaborative research taking place all around the world. If you just walk down these corridors, you will see some of the history of our research brought to you to life through objects, prototypes, manuscripts, photographs that tell stories of the research. We've had 10 Nobel Prize winners from the University of Birmingham, including Sir Peter Medawar, who won a Nobel Prize for his work on organ transplants. You will see the work of 2 dentists who invented the first airbags after treating servicemen with severe facial injuries from vehicle accidents sustained during the First World War. And every day, amazing things take place over here, and you as students have had the most extraordinary opportunity and privilege to have been students of this wonderful university. And I always say to students who are leaving here, before you go anywhere, Professor Bloss mentioned this in his speech, and I want to say it again. If you feel proud of your achievement today, you deserve to feel proud. As Oluwasi said in her speech, it's hard work. It's required hard work. It's required tenacity. It's required determination. There's no shortcut to that. But you haven't done it on your own. You've done it with the help of your friends. And if you feel proud, I can tell you, as the father of 2 of my children who've graduated from British universities, you have no idea how proud your family feels of you. And you have no idea how proud your faculty feels of your achievements. So I'd like the graduates to stand up and thank your family and thank your wonderful teachers. So please stand up and give them a huge round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. And you will now walk out of this great hall. You will be going into your lives. But let me tell you something. This is Hotel California. You can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave. And I mean that very seriously, because you are from now onwards, forever, members of the University of Birmingham family. 300,000 alumni in almost every single one of the 200 countries on this planet. So you will find Birmingham alumni everywhere you go. Be proud of this university. I became an alumnus of a famous American university, and the next day I received an email asking me for money. We are not quite as blunt as that, but do get back. The reality is almost every one of you will be very successful. You will do well. And because you're now part of this family, I can assure you, you will on your own accord want to give back, not just in money, but in time, in coming back, in mentoring, in speeches. There's so many ways in which you can engage with this university. In fact, we just raised hundreds of millions of pounds in our fundraising, one of the largest fundraisers along with Oxford and Cambridge in this country. But we did one initiative. We measured hours donated by people, not money. So we value your time. Please do engage with the university going forward. Now, before I conclude, I want to make a couple of points. Did you notice how many PhD students graduated? This doesn't happen at every university. It doesn't happen necessarily in every ceremony. There were over 24 PhD graduates today, the doctors, and I want us to congratulate every one of them. Did you also notice something else? I came to this country as a 19-year-old from India as an international student. I now chair the All-Party Parliamentary Group for International Students in Parliament, and I'm the President of the UK Council for International Student Affairs. Did you see how many international students graduated today? And I tell you about international students. They bring in £42 billion to this country. Thank you for the money. But far, far more importantly, I've just told you about my own family. You have made friends here for life. Generation-long friendships have been created over here. You will constantly be ambassadors for Birmingham and for British universities and be the greatest of friends of Britain. There are more world leaders today educated at British and American universities than all the other countries in the world put together. So we thank you for everything that you brought to this country. A huge round of applause for our international students. I flew in yesterday morning, having attended COP28 in Dubai, and the first session of COP28, even before His Majesty the King, along with the President of the UAE, inaugurated the COP28 the following day, we had the first event at our brand new state-of-the-art University of Birmingham campus in Dubai. And I was so proud to chair that event on adaptability and resilience when it comes to climate change. And one of our famous professors, Professor David Hanna, flew over from here, and it was a very successful event. That campus, we're the first Russell Group University and the only Russell Group University to have a campus in Dubai, and it is state-of-the-art. It was opened by the Crown Prince of Dubai last year. We had 600 students in the first year. We're 2,000 students this year with over 100 nationalities. That is the University of Birmingham for you. And in my tenure, the nearly 10 years that I've been Chancellor of this university, we won a Queen's Award. These are given every 2 years to just 20 institutions every 2 years. We won one for our railway department, and we then later developed the world's first retrofitted hydrogen-powered train, which was up and running at COP26. And when I was president of the Confederation of British Industry in CBI and as Chancellor of the university, I was so proud that that train was the world first, up and running in Glasgow. His Majesty, now the King, then Prince of Wales, was on that train. Boris Johnson, when he was Prime Minister, was on that train, and I led a group of experts in transport from around the world on that moving hydrogen-powered train created at this university over here. Fast forward to this year, and a few weeks ago I was at St. James's Palace. We have won another Queen's Award, and this time for the work we do with Rolls-Royce on jet aircraft engine blades. That is the University of Birmingham for you. 2 Queen's Awards. And Oluwase said in her speech, and I want to reiterate this, be proud of this university. I spoke at the QS Global Rankings, and every student here will know the QS Global Rankings, the leading rankings of universities in the world. This little country with less than 1% of the world's population, we have 17 out of the top 100 universities in the world, of which the University of Birmingham is one of them. So be proud of this great university. And finally, my advice to you before you leave, and it's my duty as Chancellor to give you parting words of advice. It's a really tough world outside there. It's been one crisis after another, whether you go back to the financial crisis, or whether you want to go back to COVID, or the start of the Ukraine war, or this horrible, horrible, tragic and awful situation in Israel and Gaza. There are many excuses why we can not succeed. But some people fail because of, and others succeed in spite of. And in spite of every challenge that's out there, we have to succeed. And Oluwase said in her speech, innovation, leadership, and the most important thing in life I've realized is attitude. And I developed a brand of beer, a consumer brand, Cobra Beer in this country, a household name that I'm proud of. And I know that to be an entrepreneur and to start something from scratch, I've nearly lost my business 3 times. You need guts. You need guts to do it in the first place, but you need guts to stick with it when others would give up. So have the right attitude. Our motto is to aspire and achieve against all odds with integrity. And the most important thing is that last word, integrity. It is better to fail doing the right thing than to succeed doing the wrong thing. So, good luck to you. And I don't mean that in a flippant way. The best definition of luck that I've ever heard is when determination meets opportunity. If you're determined, you might just see that opportunity. If you're not determined, those opportunities will go past you all your life. So get lucky, be determined, and most importantly, believe in yourselves. Because that's what it's all about, is self-belief. Because as Mahatma Gandhi said, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits form your character, and your character determines your destiny. Congratulations and all the very best. I now declare this congregation and ceremony closed.
To close the ceremony, the maces are collected from the stage. The mace bearers lead the procession of staff and new graduates out of the Great Hall. The ceremony that completes the university journey for hundreds of Birmingham alumni is now closed. Congratulations to our new graduates. The attendees applaud our new graduating class.